Hello, my name is Nancy Best, and this is Module 15 case study for AEP 858 on Truman Elementary School. What do we know about Truman Elementary School? The demographics are pre-K through 8th grade, 700 students with 3 classes at each grade level with the exception of pre-K. 15% of students are receiving free and reduced lunch, 5% are ESOL, and the current principal has been there for 2 years. Within the district, he is not new, but he is new to the school. Perception data that we have are that parents have a negative view of reading instruction, and the PTO has expressed concerns as well. The national test scores are lower in reading than in math, and scores are decreasing from grade to grade and cohort to cohort. The PTO has requested the principal to address concerns regarding the scores at the next meeting. Also, the principal has requested a district reading supervisor to observe instruction. The principal and the reading supervisor made observations and analyzed reading instruction in the classrooms. The reading supervisor made several recommendations. The State Department of Education has a grant opportunity for the schools to organize and address reading issues according to need of gaps in achievement or concerning gaps in achievement and poverty levels. What do we need to know? We need to know the disaggregated data for ESL students, students in poverty, and other areas with regard to the state assessment data. We also need to know our scores, how they measure up to other district schools and to state schools in comparison to ours. We need to know how can we improve instruction. We need to know what our current budget allocation is in regard to curriculum. We also need to know if the superintendent will support our grant application. We need to know what data we are lacking. We need to know if teachers are aware of this problem and if they have made instructional changes or if they have other data in their classrooms. And we also need to know what is the current reading program and where is it failing our students. The problem is, of course, that the current reading instruction is ineffective according to our test scores and also by observation and analysis by the reading supervisor and the principal and, of course, the PTO. Students are underperforming on state reading tests, and content and delivery of language arts instruction is not aligned, according to the specialist, with recent research for effective instruction. The action plan I plan to take as the administrator is to, first of all, share the data, concerns, and recommendations with staff, to address the PTO, to make them aware that I am looking into the problem and I'm going to make a plan for change and I'm going to address and fix the issue. I need to analyze available options for curriculum and change that according to the needs of our students. Individualized digital programs will probably be the best bang for our buck to begin with because they're already set up and teachers do not have to learn new curriculum right away. I will meet with admin at area schools to discuss and analyze their data and their reading instruction. Also, I'm going to choose a balanced literacy program with support and data to back it up. I will implement professional development for teachers from all subject areas, not just language arts, to improve literacy instruction and implement that in all areas. I will hire a curriculum coach for reading and math since these are high areas of need. I also plan to designate more time for teachers to collaborate and plan, since we know that that is a high impact area for continuous improvement. I am going to utilize progress monitoring tools, find new tools if we don't already have them, revise the master schedule to allow more time for language arts instruction and literacy intervention classes. Therefore, students would have each an intervention class and a core instruction class for both math and reading because I believe those are high area needs. And I will organize a family literacy night with food and games to build excitement from the community and from the parents. And at those events, I can share information with the parents and their families on how to incorporate literacy at home and to get excited about reading at home. I also plan to schedule follow-up dates with our PTO and to assemble a grant writing team, as that will be a daunting task to take on by myself. Implementing this plan, I predict some teachers might have negative emotions. They might blame themselves or feel like they're being blamed for the problem. So I will accentuate the positives and also recognize that they were following the curriculum and that they were observed following the curriculum. And so therefore, they're doing what we are asking of them, and it's just that they need more resources and probably new curriculum. I will follow that plan closely, monitor dates for further analysis and grant deadlines. There are many deadlines for the grant process, and so I need to create an action calendar. I will observe teachers once we get that new curriculum in place to ensure fidelity for that system and that program, and also to ensure fidelity with progress monitoring. The effect that I believe that my plan will have on students is that I will provide them with research-proven and updated resources for reading and writing instruction. Also, I will ensure that they have the most highly qualified teachers because we're going to give them better professional development opportunities. And also, I'll be giving students more time to practice their skills and individualize the instruction according to their needs. Therefore, students shouldn't get bored because they are ahead, and students who are struggling should not feel overwhelmed because they are behind. Other effects this will have, I believe, on staff: it will promote collaboration and unity with more planning time, and also to build confidence when they see the results, the positive results from their students' scores increasing, and also to gain support for parents, from the parents as community members, that as they see improved test scores, they can be proud of their school and their students. As I reflect upon this case study, I wonder if there are other problems that are going unnoticed due to a lack of attention to the data and maybe just a lack of data overall. Also, I reflected on the fact that what is the reasonable expectation for gains in such a short amount of time, and are we going to be able to make the necessary gains in just a year's period in order to make the deadlines for the grant. And also, I wondered if this was a district problem with outdated curriculum, and if so, what are the department chairs doing in order to ensure that our students are being able to compete with other students in the nation. Some unresolved concerns or issues: I believe that the math scores could be low as well, and how will this affect our students? What other areas are we missing data for? Is there a low morale across the board? Is there a problem with other subjects like math? What is also the plan B if we're not approved for the grant? How are we going to pay for this new curriculum? And also, what do we do if the test results still do not improve with the changes that we're going to make in the next couple of years? I believe I met the standards as a building level administrator. I acted as an agent for change by engaging families in the community by meeting with the PTO to address their concerns and keeping them aware of the improvement that we are making. I invited a reading specialist with the district to help analyze the problem, and also organized the family literacy nights to promote community support. I used the data presented to respond and communicate to the concerns of the community regarding the instructional program by scheduling follow-up meetings with the PTO and district leaders to share progress, by holding informational meetings with PTO and staff and communicating that in various ways through social media, and the public will be invited to attend and to also give feedback. Also, the family literacy events, I plan to continue those throughout the year and conduct some reading buddies and some plans with high school area students to volunteer to do more with their siblings at home to promote literacy. Did I meet standards as far as knowledge of the policies, laws, and regulations? I believe I did so by following district guidelines to ensure the curriculum is aligned with state and federal expectations. I'll have to monitor that. Also have to work closely with the PTO and the superintendent to make documentation necessary for the grant proposal, and then align the budget according to the rules and regulations. And also I have to ensure that all the new master schedule changes ensure that students are receiving their minutes for IEP and ESOL, and that teachers are having their time for planning and for lunch and all of the other needs according to basic employment agreements. In addition, I met standards for ongoing dialogue with decision makers outside the school by meeting with the district reading supervisor and inviting them to continue to observe, by hiring a literacy coach to communicate the district expectations for curriculum improvement, and by holding continuous meetings with the superintendent and the district administrators to improve and create plans for improvement. Thank you for watching, and this concludes my presentation.